Well, I just posted my Billy video, and but I wanted to follow it up with an explanatory video. With the advent of COVID and the lockdown that we're experiencing, certainly in California, in Southern California, and Los Angeles, especially because the numbers are dramatically going up, and the hospitals are almost at capacity, and the healthcare system is stretched to its absolute max at this point. It's it's kind of it hasn't put a stop to my process with the book and all of the stuff that I'm doing, but it's dramatically slowing things down because I can't have anybody help me. So I'm doing everything on my own. Yesterday turned into an 18-hour day, and it was the closest I've been to any people in a long time, where a group of friends of mine, Patrick and Walter and Rick and David and Blue, we all kind of worked in shifts here, loading pallets and pallets and pallets of books into a warehouse. And we're not done yet. There's going to be another shipment coming in. I'm going to have to go get another room at the storage facility today. But I just, on the site it said, we'll try to have everything, for Christmas delivery. And I talked to the post office, and their deadline, they're so slow, and their deadline right now is cutoff is almost immediate. So I'm doing everything I can to get books. I'm sitting here printing mountains of labels. I'm so appreciative that people have, joined in and ordered their books, and it's crazy, but I'm going to be like a one-man assembly line of pulling boxes down, opening them up, taking the book out, unsealing the book, signing the book, resealing the book, packing it, putting a label on it, and then taking them to the post office. So the road ahead for me is daunting. I will get them all done, but Christmas is just looking really, really difficult. Because of the pandemic. Because otherwise, I know a lot of people who have said, "Man, we'll just do this, and we'll get all lined up in a row, and we can unpack, we can do all these things. You just sign them, and we'll get somebody else to seal them up, and then we'll load them in the truck, take them." But now that I'm in a situation where I can't put anybody else or myself in harm's way because of this, that I'm not going to call on people to come and help me. It's just none of this is worth somebody's well-being, certainly their life. But even if they only got moderately sick, it's still unacceptable. So know that I'm getting all the orders. I'm going to be I'm going to pack as many as I can next week, get as many done as I can. It's unbelievable. I've downloaded 18 really big pages of orders, and but I've got 42 pages. I'm sitting there. So, every night I'm sitting here downloading shipping labels and stuff, and then I'll head off to the warehouse, and I'm going to take over a table and a chair and all the stuff I need and boxes of labels, and just get to work. But I just want to, say that, this project, and I'm incredibly proud of the project, and I think the book turned out just fabulous. Everybody who's seen it now has just gone, this is so much better than I ever expected. I really didn't expect something of this quality and all that. Now, I've had some issues. I had some guy that came on the channel here the other day, and he posted, "Well, now you're pimping on YouTube, huh? Why don't you just stick to your music?" I don't need that kind of bullshit from people. First off, music isn't everything in my life. It's the major part of my life, and this is part of music because this came apart because of music. And also, I haven't had a job like all the other musicians. A couple of things have come through, but a year's worth of work disappeared, and like everybody else, we have bills to pay and things to do. And I'm trying to find ways of supplementing a catastrophic thing in my life, which is the COVID, which is catastrophic for 99% of everybody out there at this point. Few people are fortunate enough that they've their careers haven't been affected by this, but everybody I know in the music business has been profoundly affected by this, with not an encouraging view in the future. I mean, once people are vaccinated, and if the vaccines really are viable and work, and the major bulk of people are done, then we may be able to start really looking at returning to some of the things that we took for granted before all of this began. It's just so unbelievable to think what a year ago felt like and what this feels like. Who would have ever thought in our lifetimes that something like this would happen? There's been, things have happened in our lifetimes, but with this kind of global impact is pretty astounding. I mean, when Ebola hit and all these other viruses, they were slightly isolated. I mean, it was hideous and horrible for the people that were affected, but it wasn't, everybody walking around looking at the person next to them wondering if they've got it. So the reasoning behind this little video is really just an apology in advance, because I've had people writing to me now going, man, I sure hope I get my book for Christmas, And I'm doing my best to get this done, but since it's now, instead of me setting up an assembly line, which obviously this is going to require to really do it efficiently, it's all for the pure safety of myself and everybody around me. It's turned into like a one-man band. I'd rather be playing in a band, but I'm stuck as the one-man band. I've got cymbals between my knees and a bass drum on my back and all of this stuff, like you'd see with those guys. So thank you. I'm just begging for patience. They will all get out, and everybody will get their books and T-shirts. The T-shirts have been ordered because ran out of. I was surprised by the amount of people that wanted T-shirts, and all the large sizes went, and then I didn't realize that I was really, the dominant sizes that I was going to need were like XL up to triple XLs. So those are all on order, and hopefully I'll be back here within a week, and then I can start dealing with those. But I'm off now because we were supposed to be doing a book signing this coming Monday at LA Vintage Gear with Cliff Jones and his gang. And we had it all planned for outside with, safe distancing, masks, sanitizer, all the things that you would use to be responsible. And then all of a sudden things got a lot worse. And it seemed absolutely unconscionable to continue with this event for the sake of selling some books and hanging out, to put that many people in harm's way. So we've postponed it until January. If all is well in January, we'll jump on it. But right now I'm getting ready to take over about 100 some books to drop off with Cliff. So anybody who's in town that wants one can go over. I signed all of them yesterday. I unloaded 100 and signed them all. So there's 100 signed books over at LA Vintage Gear as of today, and they'll be there because a lot of people, we put out a message that Monday was postponed. And some people are still writing, going, "Can't wait to see you Monday." So if they show up, there is a book to be purchased, and they're signed and everything. But I've got to just now load up the truck with all these books. I'm going to meet him in a couple of hours and unload all of these, and get on with things. And then I'm going to spend all day tomorrow in the storage locker. Signing and labeling and doing all that stuff. That's never in my wildest dreams did I really think I'd be traveling this journey. But at the end of the thing, everybody who, like I said, who's seen it, that looks at me and goes, "This is really cool. This is really fun." And at the end of the day, I think we need to smile right now. It's a really tough time in our history. And I'm just looking for things that can put a smile on somebody's face, and this book I think is helpful on that level. Not for me, for you. So take good care, be safe. This is the real most critical thing. I just saw a few people posting this morning on Facebook talking about that they weren't feeling well, got tested, and they tested positive. and it's so scary. I mean, they the possibility of them not being here is viable, and I think that's just incredibly terrible because everybody's so important, everybody counts, and to be in harm's way like this every day is really something. So take care, have a great weekend. And have a great weekend after all that. No, but I mean, there's ways of making this at least workable. And you just have to stay safe and stay smart as best you can. So my heart's with everybody out there. This is a profound period of time in our history. And let's just try to do the right thing and get this behind us, because it's going to take sacrifice for a while to have a future. If we don't start making real sacrifices, though, future is going to be pretty bleak. So we need to hunker down. It's happening other places, and they're proving that it works. So let's listen to the experts and do the best we can. And that's the finger I'm going to give you today. It's crossed. So my heart's with everybody. You take good care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.